Yo, what is going on, everyone in the XRP community? Hope you guys are having yourselves a fantastic day today. As usual, I mean, if it's not fantastic, it should be entertaining to say the very least. But I do have some good information for you guys today. One of the most prominent researchers in the XRP community, and this guy straight up got his account taken down. But he doesn't care. He keeps moving forward. He still pushes the good info. And that man is known as Stuart XRP. So guys, just a little quick video. I'm not going to be too in-depth. Nothing crazy, but just a really nice little tidbit of information that I really enjoyed. And man, it's just all really good stuff. So you know what? Honestly, Stuart XRP, I got to say, +5 at XRP spot. I mean, imagine if XRP actually hits $100 one day. And then people just start going through all these 5 XRP tips, and they're all like $500 at a time. So here's a $500 in future value. But anyways, check this out. Now, granted, we already kind of knew this, but not in this same kind of context. Because what happened was in 2016, like Ripple, R3, and 12 banks, they did XRP trials. But this piece of information kind of gives it a bit of a different context here. And by the way, Stuart confirms that this is from September 19th, 2019. I like this little comment right here. And that's almost 4 years ago. I would assume they at least hold some of it by now. I mean, how are banks not custodying it? Well, actually, you know what? That's why we have PolySign, because Ripple knows, yeah, there are banks out there that do want to custody XRP. And consider the fact that 25% of the banks working with Ripple are mega banks. Or I think Marcus Peter said major banks, mega banks, something like that. You get the point. So these 12 banks used XRP for 6 months in 2016. And 2016, that was the last year of that bear market. It did extend a little bit into 2017 actually, but 2017 was when XRP, it got out of that. Oh my God. I mean, we think it's hard holding at 20 cents, dude. We think it's hard holding at 20 cents. Could y'all imagine holding XRP for freaking 3 years at half of a penny? But guess what? It was tough, but those who persevered, my God, were they rewarded. So these 12 banks used XRP for 6 months in 2016. Barclays, pretty massive. BMO, pretty massive. CIBC, pretty massive. Intesa San Paulo, that's probably some Brazilian bank, namely our, upcoming. Actually, no, I think that's a live ODL corridor right now, because on the ODL stream, we're tracking, I think BTC markets. No, it might be Australia. I forget, but on the ODL stream, I know we did for sure add Australian dollar pair, as well as the Brazilian real. So, Intesa San Paulo, I guess how you say that, but again, probably Brazilian bank. Then we got Macquarie Group. Never really heard of them. National Australia Bank. They're pretty major. Natixis, don't know who they are. Nordea, don't know who they are. There's probably more like medium-sized banks that aren't, like the household. JP, Bank of America, that type of thing. The Royal Bank of Canada, those guys are pretty major. They're actually owned entirely by a bank in the U.S. known as PNC Bank, and those guys, yeah, they're pretty big. They're pretty big. And then also Santander, we know them. Scotiabank, Westpac. So these 2 banks right here, these actually 3 banks, Royal Bank of Canada, Santander, and Westpac, those guys are on like the RippleNet committee. So, I mean, like, damn, that's just something to really reflect on. I mean, in 2016, before I even had a freaking clue what cryptocurrency was, we already have 12 banks that used XRP for a 6-month period. See, we knew about the 12-bank XRP trial, but we did not previously know that they did it for a 6-month span of time. So all of these 12 banks, which most of them are actually pretty major banks, not major, but, pretty, how would I say that? Not sophisticated, but, it's they're like up there, you know what I mean? Like, they're up there. They ain't no bottom of the barrel banks. Like, they're up there, And, quote, they said, look, it works beautifully. Now, when a banker says that this random currency that they just started using works beautifully, I wonder what they might do next. Oh, maybe start planning to use it years down the road once the liquidity is actually established? Perhaps. And again, credit to Leonidas, and he has it right here on xrparcade.com. And let's just give this little video clip. Yeah, let's give this video clip a quick watch. Cigar Sarbai, I don't know what it is about this guy. I don't know what it is about this guy. He is just the breadcrumb king, okay? I mean, this is the guy that basically told all of us XRP investors, indirectly at a conference. He basically said, like, yeah, Ripple's working with 40 to 50 central banks, about 25% of all central banks in the world. They're already working with, they're already in bed with. I mean, wow, this guy's Cigar Sarbai, man. I really hope he never leaves Ripple because, man, this guy has done us. God, he has done really great things for us in terms of little video clips and little breadcrumbs and just little piece of information that we would have never known about if it wasn't for him. So let's hear what he has to say.
Again, to tell you a story, 3 years ago, we actually experimented with 12 banks across different geographies who did not have pre-funding relationship with each other. We gave them a bunch of digital asset called XRP and asked them to use it to see if it works for cross-border payments as a bridge currency. They came back to us after 6 months and they said, look, it works beautifully, but we cannot use this. And there are two issues with this. Number one, it's highly volatile, so we cannot use it. Number two, my regulator will never allow me to use this. There is no risk weighting to this, and it's too volatile. There is no...
All right. First thing, keep in mind, this was what the banks were saying back in 2016. Now, from bringing Bob Way on the show from Ripple, we really understood that banks really didn't care too much about XRP until it made that 77,000% impulse. Now, back in 2016, they're saying, oh my God, this is highly volatile. We can't use this. But you guys have to keep in mind, in 2016, there was no XRapid. There was no ODL. It was just the straight up XRP independently itself. So the banks are going, well, I can't just hold this and trade around everywhere. And that's where Ripple came up with a brilliant idea of on-demand liquidity. You get in and you get out in a matter of seconds. And by the way, there is a report that confirmed that by using on-demand liquidity, it is actually today 1/10 the volatility of holding fiat for days. Yeah. Then the second part that he said, the regulators, guys, January 15th, 2020, we got the next court date for Ripple. My God, if they dismiss that and just basically say, like, yeah, this guy's got no argument, this is not an unregistered security, then the regulators would let him use it because it's actually classified. That's the thing. So let's keep listening. And I'll put it back a little bit just so we can kind of get a little more context, going forward here.
Number one, it's highly volatile, so we cannot use it. Number two, my regulator will never allow me to use this. There is no risk weighting to this, and it's too volatile. There is no way the central banks will allow me to use this. This was in 2015-16. So what we did was, and this is 3-4 years ago, before the whole concept of stable coins came into being. So we went back to the drawing board and came out with a new product, as I mentioned, ODL, on-demand liquidity.
Boom.
And basically what that product does is, through that product, banks do not have to hold a digital asset on their books. They could leverage that product, connect with a digital asset exchange, which, mind you, is fully licensed and supervised, and then leverage that exchange to source liquidity in real time. And because the entire transaction happens in less than 30 seconds, because of the speed of the ledger, the volatility risk is taken care of. So we removed the two big concerns that banks and payment providers had and almost productized it in a way, and then we launched the product last year in October.
Guys, I really wake up some days and just go, wow, like, the chances of me stumbling upon this, and everyone watching this video right now, it's like, you just gotta feel lucky to be able to come across. I know, I get it's not a guarantee or anything, but to me, this is the equivalent of stumbling upon the Google, the Amazon, the Apple, the Netflix. I mean, it's just, wow. It's literally going to change the world. Now, again, it may have sounded a little bit discouraging, like, oh, these banks are like, oh, we don't want to use it, but keep in mind, that was 2015 and 16. But man, Ripple really knew what they were doing when they came up with ODL, because that removed practically all concern away from the banks. Now, it's just kind of the idea of, okay, what's the regulatory classification of this asset? And by the way, you know what's funny is how he says, like, oh, our central bank isn't going to let us use it, because basically a central bank has monetary authority over all the banks residing in the country. So they have a lot of power. So it's funny. It's like these banks are saying, like, oh, dude, our central bank's never going to let us do that. Never let us do that. Then Ripple comes along and goes, hey, don't worry about it, man. We're already working with all your central banks right now. They love it. So, guys, this is just, how is this not the next Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Google? It's like, God, they're just doing everything right. They are just doing everything right, and I am very proud to say that. So, guys, that is all the information I have for you guys today. Really, really cool stuff from Stored XRP, and also I believe he did get this from Leonidas, so I think we gotta give Leonidas like 5 XRP as well. And yes, by the way, do keep in mind that the 300 XRP giveaway, in which I put in 100 XRP for, Bob Moneybags put in 100 XRP for, and XRP 1000 Bones, he put 100 XRP in, so we got like a 300 XRP giveaway going on Twitter. All you gotta do is retweet. I'm gonna go ahead and draw those winners later tonight. The reason why I had to re-roll it was because, you know, I wanted to make this thing, like, when I was giving away this XRP, I didn't want to make it, you know, about promoting me or anything. So I'm like, okay, you know, you don't have to retweet, just like it. But then I realized that there is no such thing as like a random like selector. It's only random retweet. So I'm like, okay, well, what the heck? So I'm going to redraw it. So anyways, that giveaway will be happening later tonight. 3 winners of 100 XRP each. So guys, good luck to you all. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for tuning the video today. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you do smash the like, subscribe, check the links in the description if you do want to support the channel. Hit those post notifications so you never miss a video or stream. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.